Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't just crying for the last hour. Um, the Orville Season 3, Episode 5, A Tale of Two Topas. Now, I forgot the name of the Mocklin child, so I had no idea what this episode was going to be about, nor was I at all prepared for it. It was really good. It was brilliant. Basically, Topa has been growing up and she is unhappy and doesn't understand why she feels wrong. And Kelly's been tutoring her and she is struggling to hold her tongue and not tell her the truth because she doesn't know anything about, she doesn't understand anything about what happened. But she eventually, and the whole time there were a bunch of scenes where you see she wanted to say something. I'm like pointing. I'm like, no, do not, no, you cannot. It's not up to you. I wanted Borders to actually do it, not Kelly. But she put together a little scheme where she led Topa to a file which had an article or something about the what's it called, the Kimback file, and when she tried to access it, Borders actually gave her the password because there was a password for it that she couldn't actually access it. So I'm not sure what Kelly's plan was, but Borders chose in that moment to give her the access to that file, and she learns who and what she is. Of course, Clyden loses his mind because he's so threatened by the whole situation. Understandably because of what he went through, but yeah, eventually she wants to have her self restored to female, and do you think that's going to be the first problem? How do they tell her? Then how do they get Borders and Clyden to go? Because Borders is going with it, which is incredibly hard for him. And the actor, God, what was his name? I can't see his name here. Why don't they have his... Oh, Borders. Okay, Peter McCone. McCon, I think. He was brilliant. Clyden is like, I will leave you if you do this. And I won't even... yeah, they've, all their stuff. So yeah, so it's like he's choosing his child over his relationship for sure, but he does. And then they get to the political issues. It's like, yeah, we're in the middle of a war. We need Borders at the Mocklins, Borders' people on our side. If you disrespect their culture like this, they will leave the Union, and we will have to deal with the Kalon without them and so forth. So then it's a matter of, do you choose this one child over the thousands of people who are going to die in war? So of course they can't do it. But of course they work out, well, the way around it is we get someone non-union to do it, and then we don't have to take responsibility. We can claim, we didn't know what was happening. So Claire decides she's going to give up being a doctor to do it. And then Isaac says, I'm a perfect machine. I can do the procedure, and I'm not an officer. And also the fact is Kalon means they're going to blame the Kalon who we're already in war against. So, that's going to help that, although that didn't occur to me till it was pointed out later. And yeah, so that's what they do. They set up a little concert and Borders sings some human songs. I thought he was going to do some sort of Mocklin opera or something, but he was singing Never Walk Alone, I think is the name of the song. And Isaac goes and gets Topa, and they go to the medical bay, and then Clyden shows up, and I'm like, oh no, he's going to fight to the death for this one. But he's no match for Isaac, and he leaves. She has the procedure. Afterwards, she looks at herself, sees herself, is happy, feels complete, I'm guessing. And the Admiral shows up, chews the Captain and Kelly out, and then says, "Give the Mocklin girl my best," basically, and leaves because they basically got away with it. Not only did they set up a situation where they had plausible deniability, but they also had they had the Kalon to blame, so they got away with it. And there's a moment where they realise that and they look at each other and they smile. So she leaves, and then unfortunately so does Clyden. And he says the worst thing, of course, to his daughter. He says, "I wish you were never born." Real people do this to their children. So it's an allegory, but it's something any gay or trans person understands. But hell, she got to fly the ship afterwards, so... It was a really good episode. I hated the first 3 episodes of the series. Second one was good. Sorry, fourth one? What are we up to? I probably shouldn't put this up. But, yeah. It was really beautiful, and he says, "You're perfect," after Clyden leaves. I thought he was going to say something like he doesn't mean that, but and he of course doesn't. But he's so trapped in his culture that I'm wondering, is he ever going to be on the show again? Is he ever going to come to his senses? Are they going to have him have a realization, or is he just gone? And that's just, sadly, that's real life for a lot of people, where they do just get disowned when they come out or change or transition. And it's never the same again. So, in the end, Kelly and that, they're leaving, and they offer her to sit in the captain's chair while they leave the orbit. And yet the last shot is just her smiling and happy. And it was really beautiful. There you go.